Benvenute, benvenuti amiche e amici, avventurieri e statati di conoscenza, oppure come dice Mika, follettine e follettini. Siamo leggermente in ansia qui, cioè,
No, no, tutto tranquillo.
siamo,
Tutto nella
siamo
norma.
sull'orlo del reparto psichiatria. No, ragazzi,
Esatto.
buonasera, benvenuti. Ma io vedo subito così a botta un XLI di Q che si abbona a livello 1 per
Si
27
autoabbona
si
sul canale, tra
autoabbona
l'altro, cioè,
per
incredibile,
27
Enrico.
mesi. Mamma mia, a volte sei veramente uno sborone, ma solo a volte. Ti vogliamo bene anche per questo. Buonasera amica, buonasera, ben trovata.
Buonasera, Pietro.
Come stai stasera? Come va?
Bene, bene.
Ma mi
Siamo
dicono...
qui riuniti.
Siamo stasera qui. Mi dicono che stasera succede qualcosa di simpatico su questo
Sì.
canale. Vedo la gente
Che
che ci invita a
cosa?
stare tranquilli, respirare, andrà tutto bene.
No, ma
Ragazzi,
allora, in realtà, cioè, vi racconto una cosa divertente che ho promesso anche sul mio gruppo Telegram, che adesso
vadi,
devo dire.
vadi contessa.
Cioè, eravamo qua che stavamo sistemando le cose e Patti è entrata nel canale perché voleva testare che funzionasse tutto. Cioè, lei da sola si è proposta di arrivare prima per testare che funzionasse tutto, no? Quindi noi ce la siamo trovata tipo così nel canale, lei tutta felice, ciao ragazzi, ah, ah, che bello essere qui, cioè, noi tipo, ok, va
Sì,
bene.
cioè, è un
Un
piacere.
po' tipo,
È un
come
piacere.
dire...
Siamo molto felici di vederti, cara. Che bello. Ok.
Lei è tutta super felice, super serena.
Allora, prima che arriva, ovviamente vedete questo bel quadrato vuoto al centro, ragazzi, perché purtroppo Patti ci ha detto che dopo non potrà più essere con noi. No, non è vero, non è vero. Ovviamente sì.
Ah no, è il contrario, da questa parte invece.
Esatto, esatto. Prima che arrivi, ovviamente, Patty Mattson che stiamo aspettando per questa bella chiacchierata stasera che ci aspetta con la voce originale americana di Sylvanas Ventolesto, perché qui non possiamo dire Windrunner.
Non lo possiamo dire, non ho capito, è vietato
Beh,
dalla lobby dei
purtroppo
localizzatori italiani,
la
cioè...
lobby di Daily Quest ce lo vieta, purtroppo.
La potente lobby
La
di Daily
potente
Quest
lobby di
che vi
Daily Quest.
ricordiamo
Esattamente.
estende i suoi tentacoli ovunque nella community di Warcraft.
Prima di andare con lei, che arriverà a minuti, almeno vogliamo io e Mika dire qualche cosetta iniziale giusto per ringraziare anzitutto Daily Quest che ci ospita sul suo canale stasera, ed è un piacere per noi essere qui e
Scusami il
poter
microfono.
streamare questa live qua. Io personalmente
Si sente male?
ringrazio... Mi senti? Scusami Mika,
No,
senti
non
che
so,
fa?
scusa, perché qualcuno diceva cos'è il tuo microfono? Si sente male?
Mika, cos'ha il tuo microfono? Si sente male. Allora,
Cioè, prima
forse
gli ho
sta...
tirato una botta, però credo sia
Forse
tutto a
così è
posto, no?
meglio, potreste
Sì,
avere...
si
Ok.
sente come se fossi dentro una bolla. Ah,
Forse così è meglio. No, beh, vi spiego perché praticamente io tengo la control room dove stiamo aspettando Patti con un lieve audio aperto perché ho bisogno di sentire quando lei arriva. Perciò si sentiva un attimo di eco perché mica mi entrava su due canali diversi. Mi ero dimenticato di mutare lì. Quindi adesso non guardo più la live
ok, si
con
sente bene,
il.
ok.
Ok, ora si sente bene perché è stata colpa mia che tenevo aperto quel microfono dall'altra parte nella control room. Scusatemi. Comunque adesso abbiamo fissato. Stavo dicendo, il ringraziamento adesso va ovviamente, come dicevo prima, a Daily Quest, ma va anche sicuramente a Mika, perché la
Ah,
fautrice in realtà di questa serata, di stasera, è stata lei, perché lei ha pensato di
grazie.
prendere contatto con Patti, lei poi le ha scritto, c'è da dire che Patti è stata tranquillissima e questo non può farci che piacere, però io personalmente ringrazio Mika perché se non fosse stato per lei non avremmo avuto l'opportunità. E ragazzi, buonasera, perché da quell'altra parte intanto è arrivata a familiar
Voi non la vedete,
voice.
noi sì.
Good evening.
Hi, here we are.
Ok.
Hello!
Okay, just a moment. We need to set your cam on live. Just a moment, and we'll introduce you. I let Mika introduce you. Just a moment.
I wish I didn't have this bright thing happening. I tried to change it and I'm like, what is happening?
Oh, no, but that's fine. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
we see you very fine, actually. I don't know if you want to.
I'm trying to change that window a little bit to see if it. Yeah, that is because I'm looking at the computer and I tried to darken everything around me, right? But I'm getting the glare back from the computer and I'm like, gosh, I wonder how to.
Oh,
Okay.
Anyway,
yeah, no, but that's fine. Yeah, no worries. That's fine. We're almost there. Just a moment.
Yes, just Just a time for our stream.
Yeah, I'm gonna introduce you to the chat, so I'm sorry if I will speak Italian from time to time.
Oh, please do. Just give me a heads up when you're done. I wish I spoke Italian. My grandmother's last name is Rodrigo.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. So you have
I have
part Italian family.
Hardcore. I mean, I was raised with amazing Italian food. They're from northern Italy. And then when my grandfather died, she married an Enrico.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Wow. Wonderful. Please, don't.
Have you ever been to Italy? Well, you should.
Projects like Simone Cello, Rob Shirelli, they're all Italian.
Oh, wow, nice. I didn't know that. Yeah, you should come
Simone
sometime.
speaks Italian. Oh my God, I'm
nice.
so jealous. Where are you? You'll have to tell us in the interview where you are.
Oh, we're from Milan. I'm from Milan, actually.
I'm from South Italy, a little town in South Italy.
Oh, well, listen, I've been to, I haven't been to Rome, but I have been to, not Sicily, but with a bunch of people that we went on a cruise years ago, and we got to go to the northern or the southern city of, I'm forgetting the name of the city now, where Pompeii is.
Pompeii, yeah, near Naples.
Naples, yeah.
Naples, thank you, Naples.
Naples.
The ship came in there, and I went to Pompeii, and it was unbelievable. But that's the only part of Italy I've seen is Naples and Pompeii in 1994.
Oh, nice. Well,
Wow.
I've never been there myself, so.
Anyway.
I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry.
We'll get chatting. Yeah, we got to start.
No, don't worry. I'm sorry we are making you wait a little bit because my OBS obviously didn't work as expected. So I'm just reframing you. Okay. And we are...
I was trying to change the color of this thing, but yeah. Oh well.
And I think we are good. And I think we are good to go. Here we are. Here we are. I got you. I'm sorry for the wait. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you the wonderful Patty Mattson. It's a real Mattson. Sorry, it's a real. I'm just very emotive for this night.
We're very excited.
We are excited. We are excited. So I'm sorry if I'm going wrong on something. Is a real honor to me, for me to having you here, and for Mika, it's a real honor.
Yeah, if you can see, I'm a big Sylvanas fan. I mean, I also have my hoodie here.
Yes, I love it. That's beautiful.
Okay, Patty.
Champion, you look incredible.
Ecco. We're starting.
Okay,
We're starting right now. So,
I will cry.
Okay. This will be a very wonderful night. I don't know if you know it, but this is the first time someone interviews you in an Italian channel in Italy. This is your first Italian interview.
Thank you so much for having me. Everybody in Italy who loves the game, who plays the game, who supports my character. Thank you so much, you guys. I mean, it's just truly a delight to get to see you all and be here and just touch base with our international crew there in Italy.
It's a pleasure for us to have you here. It's really a pleasure.
Yeah, really.
We are so excited. You don't know how we are excited. It's something I can explain. It's something because
what this means for us.
I will try. Really, I will try a little bit.
Sorry if we are fangirling too much. But
no, it's so okay. I mean, I'm just delighted. I'm delighted. I'm so lucky to be the recipient of that kind of love. You know, it's just So it's all good.
Thank you. I will try to explain what this means to me. I'm an experienced voice actor, so having you here, having the opportunity to interviewing you, is really something that goes beyond my mind. It really goes beyond my mind. I think from people like you, I have a lot to learn, and you are really a model to me. So it's it's how it's important. Maybe I don't know, but I want to tell you. So should we start? Should we start with the real interview?
Yeah, we'll just dive into that if you're okay with that.
At your leisure, love.
Okay, so
Let's go.
our first question. We wanted to start from the beginning. So, from your audition as Sylvanas, okay, how did the audition go? Can you tell us why did they choose you in the end?
I mean, you certainly can't speak to what goes through the selector's mind. And now this was so long ago, of course. But Andrea Toyes was the first person I met in the Warcraft universe. She was the director at my first audition and my callback. That job came through my agent. And so they send you an audition on, through your email. I did that audition, I believe, at home, in my home studio.
Okay.
You send that out. And then if they like it, they give you a callback. In that original audition, there was some sound bites of the gal that played Sylvanas before me.
Okay.
Piera Coppola. And I think that's right. And so I listened to a little bit of that, and then I saw the direction and maybe a little bit of new direction from where it stood at that moment in time.
Okay.
And so I listened a little bit to what was going on, tried to lean into a tonal window so it wasn't too foreign to a game player, but then to also add what I thought the emotional content was for the explanation. And at that point, you don't know that anything you're doing is ever going to be popular. There's so many gigs and so many auditions and so many things that fly by that may not resonate. I would have never imagined that this would resonate to the degree it has or last as long as it has. So as far as that audition goes, why they selected me, I hope it was because I did a good job.
Okay.
But
yeah, I'm sure you did.
yeah, I think I just landed somewhere where it was the right combination of transition from what was there to what needed to be there at that moment. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, sure.
We.
So,
I'm sorry. We have to translate for our Italian. So sometimes we have to talk.
Oh shoot! I'll try to shorten it.
No, don't worry. Don't worry.
That's fine. Absolutely. Don't worry. I just have a quick question. So there was someone voicing Sylvanas before you. I didn't know that.
Yes,
I thought you were the only Sylvanas voice. Actually.
No. I think I started in Warcraft 3. I want to say.
Okay.
But there was something that came before me.
Okay.
Okay.
And so there was a little bit that came before me.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say it was Piera Coppola. I think I've got that name right.
Piera
if you Google
Coppola.
her, we can see if she was, yeah.
So she was of Italian origins.
She was Italian.
Piera Coppola. It's an Italian name.
Oh, yes. Warcraft 3, Reign of Chaos, Sylvanas Windrunner.
Really?
Yeah, wow.
Really?
Beats me. I didn't know. But in her Wikipedia page, it also says she voiced the Sylvanas Windrunner in Heroes of the Storm, and I'm pretty sure that's not correct.
I don't know that they involved her in Heroes at any point. I mean, I came into Heroes at a certain point. So
Okay.
is it possible that she did something somewhere along the way?
Oh, okay.
I don't think it's entirely impossible.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay, well, nice. I didn't know that.
Because I did Heroes of the Storm, and then Hearthstone, and yeah. But maybe there was pieces. If a person's older performance, if there's any pieces of it, if there's anything like that,
maybe
then
they included something.
Yeah, maybe both of us were there. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
I didn't know that. I was convinced that you were the only Sylvanas, so I didn't know that.
Yeah, me too. In my heart, you're the only Sylvanas.
in all our
It's been
hearts.
so long. Yeah, I think because it's been so long, and the grand majority of her life was myself.
Yeah.
That's why that sort of just sticks, right? But I certainly wouldn't want to overlook anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is awesome. This is really awesome. Mika, do you want to translate?
Yeah, just let me do a quick Italian recap.
Hey, listen, take your time. I can wait.
Thank you.
You're awesome.
Raga,
You're really awesome.
È troppo carina, cioè, raga, ma cosa le devo dire? Io voglio che sia la mia migliore amica. Comunque,
Okay.
in sostanza...
It's time to make Mika
Yeah, no.
uncomfortable. She's has just said
No.
she wanted to be your best friend, if you agree.
Yeah, I want you to be my friend.
I'm in.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
done.
that's
That's done.
Niente ragazzi, in sostanza la prima domanda era molto banalmente come è andata la sua prima audizione, per quando è stato il provino, più che audizione, madonna raga, non so l'italiano più, per quando appunto ha fatto i provini per la parte di Sylvanas, e giustamente le dice vabbè, io non sono nella mente di chi mi ha fatto il provino, quindi non so di preciso qual è stata la loro valutazione, che cosa è scattato, evidentemente devo aver fatto qualcosa di giusto. Anche perché prima di lei c'era un'altra persona che dava la voce a Sylvanas, io questo non lo sapevo, e quindi insomma ha cercato un po' di ricalcare le tracce di questa persona, ma mettendoci del suo chiaramente, quello che poteva suonare meglio sul personaggio, quello che poteva essere il modo più corretto per dare vita e dare voce a questo personaggio attraverso un videogioco, perché comunque appunto sempre di un videogioco si tratta, ed evidentemente appunto ci ha messo qualcosa di suo che è piaciuto, e quindi niente, è stata presa lei, e ovviamente quando ha fatto il provino non si aspettava neanche lei che sarebbe andata così bene e che sarebbe durata per così tanto, perché effettivamente sono tanti anni che lei è la voce di Sylvanas.
Già. 20 years.
Questo è
Really?
quanto.
Bellissimo, bellissimo.
Oh. Okay. At the end of this live, I need you to make something for me, but at the end, in Italian, but at the end. Okay. Okay. So let's.
I'm in.
Okay. I can't wait. So let's go. Let's go further. You are Sylvanas for many of us. How does it feel to embody such an iconic character?
Oh well, I mean, listen.
Okay.
I absolutely.
I know
love
this is
my
this is
work.
not
I
this is
adore
not
playing
a
the
simple
Dark Lady.
question.
With each job, like I said in the last answer, you have no idea what's going to become popular or what's going to resonate with a given audience. So anytime something does in any kind of inspiring way or emotionally moving way, it's just the highest compliment that lovers of a thing can give you. So I'm just so excited that, I get to do that work, and work that I love to do so much, and that it would have any kind of impact is, it's a thrill.
Yeah,
Mika?
do I have to do the thing?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You have to do the thing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, just letting you, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I was just spacing out for a minute. Insomma, lei è molto contenta di essere arrivata dove è arrivata, e molto felice che, insomma, il miglior complimento che effettivamente si può fare a una persona che fa questo di lavoro è l'apprezzamento, specialmente delle persone che sono affezionate al personaggio e al gioco, al lavoro, eccetera. Quindi sicuramente lei è molto molto onorata e felice di appunto, come dire, rappresentare questo personaggio molto iconico.
This is not something of a burden for you sometimes. Do you ever feel tired of being Sylvanas?
No.
Okay. I have to ask. I'm
No,
sorry.
Never!
and no.
This is good to hear. This is good to hear. We hope you'll be Sylvanas for a long time.
Forever.
For a long time. And now.
All right. Hanging on by our nails.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah,
I
we'll get
have
to that
ask.
later, because I want to know what happens to Sylvanas then.
Okay. It's this time of the evening. Okay. now I have to ask because we are all curious. You said earlier you try to embody the spirit of this character. Okay, how much of Sylvanas there is in Patty, and how much of Patty is there in Sylvanas? Because for this little time we are chatting, you seems to me a very adorable person, and Sylvanas is.
Are you saying that Sylvanas isn't adorable? Here?
No, no,
Are you implying
I'm not
that
saying
Sylvanas
anything.
isn't adorable?
I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything.
How dare you?
But please, Patty,
how dare you?
please.
Listen, I think most actors, voice actors, anybody who portrays a character taps into a piece of something in their own experience. And although actors have a different, whether they do method or Stanislavski or whatever their way is to arrive, not everybody's the same, certainly. But I do believe that everybody brings piece of their emotional experience or life experience to a given thing. Mm-hmm. And my job has always been to deliver to the best of my ability what the writers and directors' visions are, right? So, they have always done such a good job of providing a really clear picture as well. The direction in a given moment, it carries a huge amount of weight. It literally rides you to the destination like you're flying on a dragon, right? that direction, it carries you to a destination, that creative imagery and explanation. So good direction plays a huge part in you sort of arriving. But as far as how much of each, I don't know. I mean, you bring a good piece of your experience to deliver an emotional content.
Okay.
Amidst the parts that are what they have given you. So you're sort of stepping into her armor and rising up to pick up the bow and then use what's in front of you. So if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot
Absolutely.
of sense. May I ask? I was just thinking while you were speaking, I was just thinking of an interview that recently was. I heard this interview from. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I blank out too. I'll be like, where did I go?
Sometimes I blank out. The interview.
I forgot the name of Southern Italy.
No, it's more the English for me.
In Italy, and you're like, where?
It's more the English for me. It's because I don't speak so often. So sometimes I have to rethink a little bit. It was Kevin Conroy, an interview from Kevin Conroy. The iconic voice of Batman. He died a few weeks ago, and. In this interview, he said that for being Batman, for him was taking his trauma into the character, because Batman is a very traumatic character, and I'm thinking of this parallel while he was talking. I'm thinking of this parallel from Batman to Sylvanas and the trauma you could bring in her. I don't know if it fits in some way. I don't know.
Yeah, it does. I mean, you definitely tap into something in your own experience or life. And so there is something quite fierce inside me and my history that isn't hard to tap into or reach.
Okay.
People who know me well will tell you, oh, careful.
Ooh.
I mean, there might be a long rope there, but at some point, and if you're a fighter in the world of fight or flight, if your fight, you're almost holding back fight a lot. In any stressful situation, you might be working to cope, to quell your fight, because not appropriate to bring it up the majority of the time, but your instincts and adrenaline drive it because you operate on a fight.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that is easy to tap into if it's right there at the surface, right? Or it's somewhere, in that right here. You can just, Vince D'Onofrio just did an interview, and he was talking about having that sort of bubbling around inside you, like tapping into that moment. And he's so right. He was very right in that it's sitting there,
Yeah. Mika, it's your turn.
Vado. Ovviamente appunto la domanda era quanto c'è
Mucho. How many you say too many words? Mucho hablama?
It's Spanish.
Yeah.
Mucho hablama, it's Spanish. We say
Troppe parole.
Troppe parole. In Italian.
Troppe parole.
Okay, that's good.
Troppe parole.
No, but that's fine.
Not true. That's not true. You can go all night long for us. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, really. Yeah, just we can wrap.
Yeah.
E appunto la domanda era quanto di Sylvanas c'è in Patty, quanto di Patty c'è in Sylvanas. Giustamente lei diceva che per dare voce e dare vita a certe emozioni, certi sentimenti, certe situazioni, ovviamente si cerca di andare a pescare in quello che è il proprio vissuto, e quindi è così che fanno tutti. Poi giustamente Pietro ha citato Kevin Conroy, che diceva che dare la voce a Batman era dare voce al suo trauma personale, e Patty era fondamentalmente d'accordo, dicendo che sì, anche in lei, perché effettivamente Pietro diceva vabbè, non mi sembri proprio in linea con quello che è il carattere del personaggio che interpreti, cioè lei è così carina, eppure Sylvanas in realtà, quindi non so cosa stesse dicendo Pietro onestamente, ma anche lei ha detto che in realtà dentro di lei e nel suo vissuto, nel suo passato, ci sono delle esperienze, delle sensazioni, dei ricordi che la portano lì, quindi comunque in ogni caso lei prende spunto e raccoglie da quello che è il suo vissuto personale. Non vorrei entrare troppo nel dettaglio, perché comunque giustamente sono cose personali,
Certo.
quindi non... Però sì, giustamente le emozioni nascono da lì.
It's beautiful. You wanted to share your emotion with us. We are really, really, really. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. Thank you. So next question. What do we go in the hot question? In Shadowlands. Okay. What do you think about the Sylvanas story arc? You liked it? I personally think that the anima shard, all the anima shard thing, it dampened a little bit. Maybe it was better. It will be better if she just accepted her as she was. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, I love being in the game, and Christy Golden's work and the work of the entire Blizzard creative team together. So just delivering where they are at, whatever that at is my job to focus on. It's delivering what's in front of me.
Okay.
So, having such a pivotal role at any point in a game is, the word that always comes to mind is honor. It's really an honor that they would trust you to continue to embody this story. And I think we have to remember that. I would imagine for game developers, think of all the game sort of expansions that don't go as great as, we got one that's really great, and then one that's kind of not so great, and one that's really great, and every story a person tells or every song a person writes is not a hit. There's a lot of B singles, and there's a lot of trying to create something new and different and entertaining for the player base at the same time that doesn't touch into too much of what's already been done. So that's got to be an immense challenge. And then to tie all of that storyline together like Christie did with Taryn Gregory and in the book Sylvanas. I don't even know how they did it. I don't know how they did it. I mean, this is a really long, involved, and there's always in-game, there's always side quests and new interesting things you have to find for players to do to keep folks interested. And sometimes they fade away or they're not related.
Yeah.
But as far as Sylvanas' story, I'm excited to portray whatever's laid in front of me. I try not to judge it.
Yeah. Okay. I understand it. Do you now the another just one another? Do you think she will ever come back?
Listen, I think that most characters in anything you see who are not dead, can certainly be called upon in the future if needed.
Okay.
Moreover, even if they died, but there was a storyline of like memory or resurrection or a device that could bring people back, or I don't know,
Illidan, is that you?
as long as there are great writers with great ideas, literally anything could happen, especially when a character is in the maw and her objective is now to make up for all these sins, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
And is it ushering the souls to the other side? Is it I mean, there's just so much that could happen. It's fascinating to think of all of the things that could happen. Like, do they resurrect someone? Do they come back in touch with someone? Do they accidentally resurrect a Lich King? Do they, who even knows? Right. I mean, but like, where could something like that go? I think there's always room for story when characters are still there for you to tap into.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
But nobody knows, not even me.
Of course.
And of course, Dragonflight has taken us on a new journey.
Yeah.
I'm
sorry.
Yes, probably not in this expansion, but hopefully we'll see her again in the future. Yeah, scusa Pietro.
No, don't worry. I was just I blanked out for a moment because I was thinking at myself 10 years ago. Who could tell that in the future I will be talking with Warcraft lore with Sylvanas Windrunner. This is a moment. Okay, it means a lot to me, but it's wonderful.
Bravo.
Thank you. So let's
here's to that happening.
Okay. Things happens. We let Mika translate for our fan.
Oh yeah, sure. Beh, giustamente ragazzi, nel senso, non mi aspettavo qualcosa di diverso come risposta a questa domanda, perché giustamente le abbiamo chiesto se è soddisfatta di quello che è stato il ruolo di Sylvanas in Shadowlands, e cioè la risposta non era né positiva né negativa, giustamente non si sbilancia il suo lavoro, come lei ha detto, è quello di dare voce al personaggio come le viene chiesto di fare, cioè se la storia dice che lei deve andare lì e che lei deve trasporlo in quel modo, giustamente lei lo fa, non ha giudizio su questo, e poi giustamente non esistono... cioè non tutto può essere una hit, può essere una cosa che piace sempre a tutti per forza, può essere la roba fighissima, ci sono anche flop tra virgolette, non è proprio quello il termine, però ci sono anche cose che ovviamente non sono sempre al top, e anche lei stessa diceva che in game lo sappiamo che ci sono un'espansione buona, un'espansione meno buona, insomma tendenzialmente l'andazzo è quello, e quindi insomma questo evidentemente è andata così. E sulla domanda se Sylvanas tornerà, la rivedremo eccetera, giustamente tutto quello che non è morto può sempre tornare.
Non è morto ciò
quindi...
che in eterno può attendere.
Esatto, come Lovecraft insegna.
Esatto.
E quindi giustamente sì, potenzialmente basta qualcuno che abbia una bella storia e una bella idea e tutto può succedere, anche se fosse morta, voglio dire, ci sono tantissimi modi per far ritornare un personaggio, figuriamoci un personaggio come Sylvanas che al momento sta letteralmente nella fauce a raccogliere le anime, quindi voglio dire sta facendo un percorso di redenzione che tutti conosciamo e da cui tutti l'abbiamo assolta, perché ovviamente lei se lo merita. E come è successo nella live l'altro giorno, vi ricordo, raga, cioè Sylvanas è stata assolutamente
Assolta, totalmente,
e,
certo.
e quindi insomma sì, probabilmente la rivedremo ancora. Chi lo sa, però non lo sa neanche lei ovviamente, quindi non è che è una roba che ci sta dicendo, che non ci può dire, che non lo sa,
Certo.
giustamente.
Patty, so you talked about the wonderful work of Christy Golden. We all love it. We all love her, and we all love her work. But you, speaking of you, how did you manage the evolution of Sylvanas' character through all these years?
I mean, listen, it's a super, super, super fun thing to do anytime, every time you're called in to do something. I absolutely love my job. So
Okay.
it was always a joy, even if it was like an emotional drain. I'll never forget the day that Vol'jin said, "You must come out of the shadows and lead." You know, that's a terrible imitation of him because Dave Fennoy
No, it's
played
it's
him so
wonderful.
beautifully.
It's wonderful. Don't worry, it's wonderful.
Please, someone clip that.
But you know, that might be almost, it was almost like one of the favorite lines because it was such a pivotal moment of surprise. I had no idea this was happening, and I was standing in the studio and seeing some of that unfinished clip of her boots clicking up to where he was sitting. And when this happened, I just got a chill up my neck. Like, what does that mean? You know, what does that mean going forward in this game? It means a bigger responsibility to her story, to what could happen with her, to bringing that to life for people in a way that really lights something up emotionally in them. For some people, they're going to be along for your ride, and some people, they're just going to hate her.
Yeah.
But it's got to be enough to make them really, you know, get a bite out of it. And I really just kept my sights on delivering, you know, each bit as it came before me, to not be overwhelmed by, wow, the sheer daunting nature of not wanting to disappoint anybody, right? So I hope that answers that, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
It truly answers.
Yeah.
It does, yeah.
Wanna translate, Mika? Sorry.
Qual era la domanda?
La domanda era come ha gestito l'evoluzione del personaggio di Sylvanas nel corso degli ultimi anni, in tutti questi anni sostanzialmente.
Ah, ok. Scusami, ero persa il passo perché stavo leggendo la chat e stavo rispondendo a un paio di cose
Sì,
sulla
ho
chat, perché
visto,
Marsala
ho
ha fatto una
visto.
domanda
Dopo la facciamo,
molto
sì.
interessante che ti lascio poi, ok.
A proposito, salutiamo tutti in chat.
Ciao,
Marsala, ciao.
Yeah, sorry, greeting friends in the chat. E appunto la domanda era come ha gestito l'evoluzione del ruolo di tutti questi anni, e lei dice che è grande fan del lavoro di Christy Golden, e effettivamente lo siamo. Vorrei dire che lo siamo tutti abbastanza, ma a volte, come dire, un po'...
Certe volte un po'
Sembrano un po' degli
contestata,
Harmony,
sì.
quello che scrive Christy Golden.
La
Però...
storia d'amore scrive benissimo, però, è vero.
Sì, esatto, sì, assolutamente. E quindi, insomma, appunto, essendo una grande fan del suo lavoro, quello che voleva fare e tuttora lei vuole fare è cercare di... non mi viene in italiano, come si dice?
Cosa vuoi dire?
Raggiungere le aspettative.
Ok,
cioè...
di tenere alte le aspettative, di non disattenderle,
Ok.
sostanzialmente.
Soprattutto quando in Legion si è scoperto che Sylvanas sarebbe diventata capoguerra, cioè lei non lo sapeva di fatto e l'ha scoperto mentre era in studio a registrare, e a maggior ragione quello è uno dei momenti centrali e più importanti della storia del personaggio, e meritava di essere doppiato, creato nel migliore dei modi. E quindi, insomma, poi c'è anche l'aspetto di la paura, l'ansia di non disattendere le aspettative, specie sul ruolo così importante e in momenti così chiave che vanno giustamente rappresentati a dovere.
Ok.
Ho finito.
Ok.
That's all.
That's all. Finito.
Finito.
Yeah.
Right.
Finito for now.
For now.
For now.
Finito for now.
So let's get back to your experience with Sylvanas, but not so not so much, because I'm curious. Beside Sylvanas, what's your favorite WoW character? In Azeroth, in all of Azeroth.
Okay, so this question, right, this question is crazy. There are so many great ones. You know, I love the voice actors. I love their efforts and their creative process. I actually just started playing the game at B of A. And I had never played a video game, keep in mind, in my life. Never.
Wow.
I mean, like I'd seen one, but I never sat down and played one. And so I would say Anduin, Magni Bronzebeard. How much did you love Magni? Oh, what are you doing? I was like, I love it. I just love
Champion.
that Scottish accent. What about Juan Samdi?
Oh,
way
Juan
he was.
Samdi.
Yeah.
I love him.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Juan Samdi.
So funny.
Nathanos Venari. How much do you like Venari?
Venari,
That like almost Russian accent.
I will
They
never
seem kind of
have.
Russian.
I will never ever have expected that you liked Venari. Never ever.
No, but you listen to her, right? And you're like, what? That's fabulous. Her delivery, she's so delicious.
Yeah.
Sire Denathrius.
Oh, I love him.
Listen to that guy.
Yeah.
I
Don't
love
get me
him.
started on that. He's amazing.
Oh my God. Wait, the funny little guys in Revendreth who are next to the mailbox, who put you down.
Oh, yeah.
Or the guy next to him, the quartermaster, you can't afford my wares. You're just like, Every time you get there and click on the guy, you know, even the transmog little guy, when you come on and go off.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, there are so many good ones. Sarfang, Vol'jin, Talanji. Was she beautiful with her accent? She had this beautiful accent. And Bane, Bolvar, shoot, the Lich King voice.
Yeah.
Right? You go back to do the Lich King trying to get Invincible. Still trying to get Invincible, by the way.
We all do.
And
we all do.
get to that point, and even though
I have it, I'm sorry.
I know, I want Invincible. But even though, you know, you've seen it, it's just so fun to watch what was created then, right?
Yeah.
And the women. Jaina, so many great voices by the women in the game, and the ladies, they're fantastic. So
they are,
you know, that I could literally go on and on and on, because I love the work they're doing, and it's so enjoyable for a person like me who only started in a game. I'm like your 5-year-old baby who thinks, like, is blown away by everything, having never seen how far games had come.
You remind me, while you were talking, you reminded me of the featurette during the presentation of Shadowlands, when they have all these voice actors in this room, and I can't help Deborah Wilson in Draka. She's wonderful. She's incredible.
Don't you love her?
Wow,
Wait a
she's
minute.
incredible.
I should have said that too, Draka. Well, listen, Deborah Wilson's fantastic, period. But isn't she just really Draka?
Yeah. When she acts like Draka, she becomes Draka. It's wonderful. It's incredible.
She's Draka.
Yeah. She's really her. It's wonderful.
Yeah, but wait a second.
Yeah, really good stuff.
What character do you play in game?
I have 4 tunes. Actually, I just started my 5th.
Okay.
So I started with a fire mage, and then I moved on. Yeah, I moved on to a hunter.
Forsaken.
No, she's a blood elf.
Come on.
You know, I felt
a
sort of. I felt sort of a kindrence to Silvermoon, right? So I picked something, and then I picked a hunter, because Sylvanas was a hunter.
Okay.
And she's a blood elf hunter. And then I did a paladin. And I really love playing my paladin tank, but I did not bring her into many dungeons and raids, because you really need an extended education to be able to lead that without making people get mad at you. So there was that sort of fear, even though I had my paladin up to, high gear and accomplished what I needed to make her effective, I probably steered clear. I did a few, but I steered clear on that. And then I started a demon hunter. I started a demon hunter, and I love that demon. Very fast, very different kind of play with each of these kinds of characters. It requires a different kind of play, and a demon hunter is very fast, right? So you're almost like, oh, hey, whoa, hang on. But so I have those, and then in Dragonflight, I started a Devastation Drakthir. Yeah. And I'm still learning that thing. My talent tree is all messed up. Okay, I did my talent tree thinking I had, this is going to be great. But I picked too many long fire things. Yeah. Fire. And so I need to go back and fix that. I went to Icy Veins and kind of looked up what's the ideal talent tree for a Devastation Drakthir. I got it. I'm going to have to go change it because I think the way I have it set up, it's a bit of a mess.
If you want, I'm maining Drakthir if you want. I can I can help you if you want.
Yes, I'm like, oh, hey, what just happened?
We can do some dungeons together.
Maybe if you want. If you want, we can do it sometimes if you want. Yeah,
we were actually looking for a tank for some dungeons, so you can come with your paladin if you want.
Come with my paladin. You guys will be teaching me. I'll be like, okay, listen,
sure,
just run in and grab the guy and grab aggro and keep him over there and just watch out for the orange circles. But sometimes you gotta go grab the tank. Has to grab the ball. What's that dungeon where the tank's got to run to the corner and grab the ball and run the ball to the thing, and so there's some mechanics in there that are critical to keeping your team safe. And you can watch the video, but the video's not the same as doing it.
Yeah, it's not the same.
And when you've got players in there who are fast, who are really good, some who are mythic raiders and just going in to try to get some gear or whatever, this can be like for them. They can get really like, oh my God. If you're like, I'm so sorry, I just started doing this. You want to lead, and I'll just pull aggro when we get in there.
We will be there,
Don't worry, you can lose aggro everything you want, everywhere.
We'll be patient.
We'll be patient, don't worry.
Well, after, no matter who you are, if you do that a few times, they're like, you're kicked out, we'll see you later.
Oh, no.
They're going to boot you. They'll be like, bye now.
Well, that's harsh.
Like,
No. We won't do that.
Okay, I don't know if you want to translate.
That's a long translation, so I better shut up.
Right? Don't worry. We will shorten. Don't worry, we will keep it short. Don't worry.
Like, oh crap.
Yeah, I think they mostly understand. It's just my paranoia, that I want to be extra clear, so I just prefer to do a little Italian translation. But I'm sure they all understand what you're saying.
I love it. It's such a beautiful language. How could anyone care?
Thank you.
I'm like, it's just so, mellifluent and delicious.
It's my favorite language.
It is. It should be.
E raga, qua abbiamo un po' deragliato, ma è partita da cosa è partita effettivamente? Qual è il tuo personaggio preferito?
Sì.
Si va? Cioè, è proprio il delirio, perché giustamente le dice, io ho iniziato a giocare in BFA, ragazzi, lei ha iniziato a giocare in BFA, non aveva mai giocato a un videogioco prima, e effettivamente qualcuno in chat diceva, sa più della lore di molte altre persone che ci giocano da un sacco.
Sa più della lore lei di tutta la gente che è stata chiamata a fare contenuti.
Esatto.
Vabbè, lasciamo stare, andiamo avanti.
Triggered. E giustamente, tra l'altro, lei effettivamente, avendo lavorato con le persone che danno la voce ai personaggi, credo abbia anche un legame speciale con molti dei personaggi che ha visto in game. Infatti ne ha citati veramente tanti, ci ha citato addirittura Venari, che tra l'altro credo che sia il personaggio che odio di più in assoluto, per farmare la sua rap maledetta. Però sì, Siredenatorius, Draca, Anduin, ci sono veramente tantissimi personaggi a cui comunque è affezionata, che le piacciono molto ed è veramente difficile decidere. E dopodiché, visto che ha detto che gioca, le ho chiesto che personaggi gioca, e gioca un botto, tra l'altro. Ovviamente gioca un Paladino Hunter, sì, vabbè, ciao.
Paladino Hunter?
Un Blood Elf Hunter. Il Paladino Hunter è la nuova classe che arriverà presto. Un Blood Elf Hunter, perché, raga, giustamente. E poi gioca Paladino, gioca Demon Hunter, si sta divertendo un sacco. molto carina questa cosa. Mi
E
piace,
ha fatto,
mi piace.
ha
Adesso
fatto
dobbiamo
un
solo
drag
convincerla a
tier.
giocare con noi.
Ha fatto un drag
Ha fatto
tier
un drag
DPS.
tier.
Mhm.
Dobbiamo solo convincerla a giocare con noi, adesso è fatta.
Sì, è
È
fatta,
fatta.
ragazzi.
Alla fine le chiedo il battle tag.
Sì, no, assolutamente sì. So, come back. We come back on our interview. And we talked much of your experience, your life, and your how you take Sylvanas' role in your life. And during these years in Blizzard and in WoW, voicing Sylvanas, did you make any friends among the other actors along the way? Do you have do you find yourself playing together, doing Meet Plus, something like that?
You know, Josh Keaton and I discussed this at one point because he had his own little channel and he was, kind of going in and fighting things but he was playing, I was in the horde, he was in the alliance,
Okay.
and I wasn't sure at that point how to, do that thing.
Yeah.
But he's a better player probably than I am, being such a baby at coming into the thing. But yes, you always meet incredible people. A lot of us are further away. Many of the sessions you do can often be alone, sometimes with others. Yeah. So I would say more of a professional capacity. You meet people. I mean, when we did BlizzCon 2019, I got to hang out with Andrew Morgado, who just was so wonderful playing Sarfang in the times that he did. And just such a lovely person. But it'll be those microcosm moments because I'm not necessarily near, them. Like, I've connected with Dino Andrade, who's so good at Professor Putricide and many of the other characters he played in game. Dino's so talented. His son is now in the business too. But so every time I go back to do that and he's, Professor Putricide, I'm howling. And he also plays a number of characters, but there's someone, I can't remember the guy's name, but it's in the dungeon in Maldraxxus where you go up inside the floating thing.
Yeah,
and
okay,
that big
yeah.
icky guy is in there and you got it. I think that's Dino too.
who's it?
The
I can't think of the guy, the monster's name.
the third boss,
guy.
Okay.
You mean no, the
Il chirurgo, Mika.
Tall, skinny, golem-like thing. It's and he's up inside that room, and he's the last one you kill. Right? You got to stand in front of the monster to draw him off the stage, so he lands in the middle.
Oh, okay. Now you're talking about the dungeon, the one in Bastion.
No. This is in Maldraxxus, I think. This is the Maldraxxus big thing.
The one you have to hook up and drag down to beat, right?
Yes,
What's his name? Right, oh my god. I'm gonna look it up because I don't even remember the name of the dungeon.
Yeah, I don't either. We're
no,
terrible.
non è
But there's
Teatro del
listen, there's so many and so much to do. But in any case, I think he plays that too. And then you might see somebody at another session for a different thing. Or just hook up in an interview or a Streamily signing or so yeah, you definitely make friendships along the way. But as far as like tight besties, I would say no, more professional stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
But always good, awesome people. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why, but I tend to imagine all of you in around the table having a beer and chatting together. I don't know why, and I love the fact that you're friends.
Oh, yeah.
I know the fact that you're friends in real life with the voice of Sarfang. This is so good. This is so awesome. I love it.
Oh, he's so good. He is so fun and so sweet. And doing that whole live action thing was just a blast, And Josh is a delightful these guys are super talented and right. So you just feel lucky to be hanging, right? You're just enjoying their company. But usually it's like a BlizzCon event and then everybody goes to have dinner and you actually get to sit and hang a bit. But then everybody, goes back to their life and their kids and their partners and they're auditioning for the next thing. It's a constant stream of trying to generate work too, because you're self-employed.
Oh yeah, right, of course.
Yeah.
Sergeant Stitchflesh.
The boss.
That's the name of the
That's
boss,
the name.
Sergeant Stitchflesh.
Yeah.
Okay, but Stitchflesh, and then it's Stitchflesh, but then there's the other guy
The other guy.
who's on the stage. You know how Stitchflesh is in the middle, but
Okay.
then that big other monster. He's
Okay,
not a monster.
The
he's
leech.
a guy.
The leech in the upper
Yeah,
place.
he's like a.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that might be Dino.
Okay. I
You gotta
understand.
Google that.
Maybe
Yeah, I'm googling it because now I have this thing I have to know.
that's because
Anyway, he plays so many cool things. Yeah.
that's because in English the voice is more Gollum-like. In Italy, it's more deep, more profound, the voice. So it's more similar to Stitchflesh, sorry. But I
And also
understand.
Dave Fennoy is. Yeah, I always thought of, Dave Fennoy as a friend, so it was funny walking
Okay.
up to that chair and then hearing him say and see. There was a piece of me that was kind of sad watching him die,
Okay.
right, and leave the game. I was like, Dave, so yeah.
Okay, may I ask you now a question from our chat? Really, we didn't prepare
Okay.
it because it is news from a few days ago. The return of Chris Mattson. What do you think about it?
Awesome. So awesome. I mean, Chris was a boon when he was there. I even liked that thing. I circulated it myself. I think anybody who's had anything to do with Chris knows that he's an amazing talent, a hardworking guy.
Yeah.
He's contributed voices to the game. And so I don't think anybody would be displeased to see him sort of coming back to the fold and what kind of creative things he could bring to the forefront. So he's just well loved. I think it's great.
Yeah, he's Thrall, much like you are Sylvanas. So we can.
Yeah, he voiced a Thrall.
He voiced a
right?
Thrall
Yeah.
Yes.
in the
But
first
still,
games.
He still does.
For-
no?
yeah, I'm not sure if he did all of Thrall or if there was a period of time he didn't do Thrall, but I don't think that's the only voice that
I
Chris has
think
done.
Yeah.
I
Just like
think
Patrick.
around Cataclysm he didn't voice it, but in the early in Warcraft 3 and the early expansions, the voice was his.
Yeah, like
See.
Patrick Seitz has done a bunch of different voices too. I
Yeah.
think Patrick Seitz has done more than Garrosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'll hear things
Oh.
now and be like, "That's Patrick, isn't it?" He's so good at doing that thing. You're like, "Oh shit."
I love that
Yeah.
voice. I really love that voice. And so,
So
we should translate. I think we should translate
Sono
a little
persa.
bit.
Aiuto.
Se vuoi faccio io, che più o meno mi ricordo.
Stavamo parlando dei... aspetta, la domanda era giustamente il rapporto con gli altri
sì,
doppiatori, giusto?
Esatto.
Però giustamente effettivamente lei diceva che spesso in realtà lavorano da soli e sono poche le volte in cui si trovano magari in studio insieme e che i momenti in cui condividono effettivamente qualcosa e hanno modo di trovarsi, scambiare due parole eccetera, tendenzialmente durante la BlizzCon, perché si trovano per fare i panel eccetera e poi vanno tutti a cena insieme, allora lì si raccontano, insomma condividono cose sulle loro vite, poi ognuno ritorna a farsi più o meno gli affari propri, diciamo, però sì, per quelle poche volte che si incontrano ha rapporti molto buoni con tutti, quindi ma per forza perché lei è un tesoro, cioè come si fa?
E poi
Cioè-
ragazzi, cioè, va a bere birra e gioca se esce con il doppiatore di Saurfang. Questa cosa a me.
friends forever.
Best friends forever, ok. Patty, sorry. From time to time we have to talk in Italian. I'm sorry. I hope you are not.
No, it's okay.
I hope it's not
fine.
boring for you. I really hope it's not boring for you.
No,
Oh yeah.
I love listening to it. It's a beautiful
Oh,
language
thank
and
you.
it's my loss. I should learn it.
Thank you.
So yeah, I just am delighted that there's an international connection,
Yeah.
that even if you don't understand, you kind of do. You catch
Yeah.
little bits of
Yeah,
it.
some
right?
some bits,
Yeah.
It's really important with this live, this whole live. It's meant to be this. It's meant to create a connection with you and with all your fans and World of Warcraft fans. And I think this is the real spirit in which we do this. We do this. I really.
Yeah, sure.
We have to be
That's
really
it, that's
thankful.
it.
We have to be really thankful for your presence, for having you here. So, going on. What's your favorite moment in Sylvanas' story? Your favorite moment, and what's the least favorite, or the worst moment ever?
So the best
my
and the
least
worst.
favorite.
Yeah.
The best, the best,
The
and
best
the least.
and the worst.
Well,
It's tough
you know,
question.
it's a tough question because I don't know that there's a least favorite moment. Because again, everything you do is, you know, it's just a labor of love, and it presents a new challenge. So you look at it as the person embodying the moment as, how do I arrive at this moment and make it convincing and fabulous? And you're pleased about that aspect of making the folks directing you and writing this stuff happy. So, you know, I remember when the burning of Teldrassil session happened. And this kind of emotional demand can be exhausting. And, you know, Andrea liked to do like a little improv session before. We had a couple of these, and where you get into a real life scenario to sort of draw you into this place. And, you know, they can be exhausting emotionally, but also exhilarating in a funny way. But I remember it took me quite a while to unwind from the session, like to just dial out of the emotional headspace of the moment. Like it almost felt personally traumatizing, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it was
because you're tapping into
moment.
something, in your own life to get to this place. So, but listen, I love them all. So to say what was your favorite or least favorite, I just love to be a part of it.
Yeah.
So, although I may be challenged more by a certain ask, my hope is that I can always deliver. So I'm just trying to reach that space, right, where everybody goes, okay, that's great.
Yeah.
So that I can feel like I got what they needed.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so that's it. Teldrassil vedo che è una cosa che ha sconvolto molte persone,
Sì.
compresa lei. Effettivamente non c'è un momento preferito o meno preferito, perché comunque appunto il suo lavoro è, ripetiamo, fare in modo che siano tutti convincenti, però specialmente per l'incidente del Teldrassil si ricorda che è stato particolarmente intenso e difficile uscire da quel momento una volta finito di recitare il pezzo, perché è stato effettivamente un momento molto emotional, non so come si dice in italiano.
È emozionante. Impattante, emotivamente
commovente, non
commovente,
so, sprovante.
Sì.
Sometimes I forgot the Italian words.
It's not a problem. Sometimes I forgot the English word, so we it's not a problem. And I think the Teldrassil incident is something we all.
Yeah, particular touching moment.
It's a particular touching moment. I perfectly understand what are you saying. It's really touching, and I think everyone can agree with you when you say it's difficult to go back. You know, when you dive into it and you have to go back, maybe it's a little too much.
It takes a second to unwind, you know. It takes a second to unwind
To
some of that
from that,
you know, touching into something super traumatic to draw you to a place that you would actually think, can't I?
Okay.
That you would be in this place. You know, it's a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very tough.
Okay, I was shocked when you went in character and said "can't I?" I was a little bit what. Okay. So we talked about it a little bit earlier, but if you could make a wish, okay, let's say your life went in a complete different way, okay, and you go for an audition for another character, okay, what character it will be in, always in World of Warcraft, besides Sylvanas, what character you would have loved to play?
I would have loved to play, and still would be interested in, playing
Wink,
like
wink.
no, something really cute that like guides you through things and it's magical things and then takes you down the path so that they help you get it right.
It
This
seems.
thing that is
Is
some
it Chromie?
completely no something it's a completely opposite
Okay.
thing. It might not be in there yet, right? It's a little thing that urges you on. You can do this. Look, hear magic. Something that's really a complete departure,
Nice.
right, from this,
Yeah.
and is nothing but childlike.
You kind of
Hey,
sounded like
wow.
Chromie.
Okay.
Yeah, that sort of cool. Did you see that ball of energy? That childlike innocence and wonder
Yeah.
that is so fun. But how much did you like Scroll Sage Nola?
Yeah.
Oh.
What about that? The turtle makes it to the water. This little old woman thing. Or a character that had an Irish accent and was a little bit like Miss Doubtfire. You know, those kinds of things. I love listening to Magni Bronzebeard. She's so good. So there's just so, you know, there's things you fall in love with, but the people who've done them have done them so good. It's not like, you know, they are the right people.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And
It has
outside,
to be some new thing.
and outside World of Warcraft, a character you love that you would have loved to play outside World of Warcraft. I'm thinking about, I don't know, Harley Quinn, something like that.
Yeah, well, for me, it would be something in the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
You know, I am a huge
I knew
fan
it.
of Lord
I
of the
knew
Rings,
it. I knew.
Star Trek, Game of Thrones. Oh my God, if I could have been Cersei Lannister, but just let me tell you, the woman who's playing Cersei Lannister is mind-blowingly great.
Yeah.
So, but that kind of a, there's so many of those characters that I see that I think, oh man, I wish I could have played her. So yeah, it's just, I'm a huge fan of those worlds, and you know, any of those female characters in these female, from the warriors to the queens to the groundbreakers to just any of that. You know, but look who's playing some of this stuff. They're incredible.
Okay.
I loved Arcane. I thought they did an incredible job with Arcane, and I was like, oh, I kept trying to think that I know I can do an accent that would be like, you know, not sound like, you know, that would sound ethnic or maybe kind of Latin or maybe Middle Eastern. You know, I was like, but, you know, they also like to stay true to the cultural, you know, have the diversity in there. So
yeah, sure.
Even if you can play an Asian accent or anything, you know, we also want that authenticity. So some of your characters, you're like, can I please do it anyway? Like, well, maybe not.
Not this time, yeah. Well, maybe
so
in the future.
Flipping Black Panther. What? Stuff is so good. There's just so much incredible work out there, and so much Disney work, you know. Even the voice of Belle. I don't know if you guys saw the ABC 30th anniversary of Beauty and the Beast. You guys, it's so good. It's like a mashup of the actual way they wrote it, the writers in early animation, the live Broadway performance, a new sort of imagining of it, and just her delivery. The woman who played Belle, oh Beast, the way she's so magical about everything she does. It's just this really sweet thing. There's so much out there.
Yeah, there is.
So you can't ask me that. I'll be like, oh my god, wait.
I'm a
Let me
little.
go get a book.
I want to do everything.
I'm a little bit speechless because this is one of the best time I have had in a very long time. So I'm enjoying this interview like it's really 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 a good time for me. I don't know if it's equal for Mika, but I know this is it. So Mika, if you want to translate, I'll let you.
Sì. Beh, parlavamo appunto di quali personaggi le piacerebbe interpretare all'interno di Warcraft, ma anche lì ce ne sono veramente tanti e poi appunto ci sono tanti personaggi che le sarebbe piaciuto fare, ma giustamente avevano già degli attori che sono più che perfetti per interpretare il ruolo e quindi non c'è spazio, tra virgolette, per altre interpretazioni, ma le piacerebbe fare un personaggio completamente diverso da quello che sta facendo in questo momento, da quello che ha fatto finora, quindi qualcosa più... a me sembrava troppo Chromie, comunque,
Sì, era
qualcosa che c'è un personaggio molto più positivo, più... magico che influenza in maniera positiva credo i personaggi, i giocatori, perché dalle battute sembrava un personaggio che si rivolge proprio ai giocatori, se magari tipo nelle zone iniziali, no? Quei personaggi tutorial che ti aiutano sarebbe carino effettivamente. E al di fuori di Warcraft ha citato un sacco di attori, tra cui Cersei del Trono di Spade, e Disney, film Disney, Arcane, ci sono tantissime produzioni in cui le sarebbe piaciuto partecipare con personaggi a cui effettivamente le sarebbe piaciuto dare voce, ma effettivamente ci sono moltissime produzioni di questo tipo, tra cui Arcane appunto, che preferiscono utilizzare effettivamente degli attori, cioè se devi fare un accento asiatico piuttosto che un accento più... africano, mi viene da dire,
sì,
preferiscono
etnico.
effettivamente renderli più autentici e scegliere degli attori che più siano adatti a quel ruolo e quella parte, anche se lei effettivamente è bravissima a fare un sacco di voci.
Sarebbe
però
adatta a
purtroppo...
tutto lei, voglio dire.
sì. È come Meryl Streep,
Esatto.
cioè, potrebbe fare qualsiasi cosa.
Potrebbe fare anche Batman e andrebbe bene.
Esatto.
O Favino, per rimanere tra noi, voglio dire. Oh, Patty, this is wonderful. This is really a wonderful interview. We are really enjoying it, and our chat is going wild. Maybe later we will have a moment with them. But
Yes,
we
yes.
are
If they have a question or something.
Yeah, sure. We are going we are going in the last couple of questions. So that has been a wild ride. 20 years in Blizzard playing Sylvanas Windrunner. But we want to know if you have some spicy, some spicy behind the scene moments. Spicy, not in that sense.
Funny,
I mean funny, not spicy in a funny way.
Spill the tea.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. Finish. I'm sorry.
No. I finished. Everything you
some
you
funny
would
behind
like
the
to
scene
share.
moments.
Yeah, everything you would like to
yeah,
share.
that you want to share.
I mean, listen, Andrea Toyas could probably tell the story much better than I can. But in one of the improv sessions we did before the burning of Teldrassil, myself and Erica, the gal who was playing opposite of me, that gal who was saying, Sylvanas, why are you doing this? Who's a wonderful voice actress. We had to do a little improv scene. And when Andrea gave us the direction for the improv scene, which was clear, it had nothing to do with the up and coming thing we were doing, but it got you into a certain emotional headspace, right? And what she gave me, when she gave it to us, I said to Erica straight away, let me apologize now before we start, because I knew I was going to go to a place that was going to be kind of maybe shocking.
Okay.
But I even shocked myself when the Coke went flying across the wall and the studio and hit the wall. Amidst that improv scene, I just, and it just the Coke splattered all over the side of the studio wall. And we just stayed in it. But it was, I think shocking for the watchers, and Andrea always does a better job of laying that out in a funny way. So there was, that, but also, there's so many behind the scenes moments when I got to go down to Blizzard and do the prep for the death of Sarfang. They had a number of cameras down in the room, and everybody there, directing and kind of figuring out, is the person circling what exactly, that whole thing. They had a direction, but there's a number of people there sort of formulating the early stage of that. That was just so fun to do that and have that experience down there with them. And then the cons. I mean, the Blizz cons are, I just, getting to sit next to my fellow actors who are extraordinary, getting to work with them on any level, getting to see the gamers and the fans. I mean, of the other stuff, whether it be Call of Duty or Diablo or some of the other games that Blizzard embodies, and then the people who do the game competition. I was watching those players win the awards, and I thought, how are they doing that? They were killing it. I mean, so none of those things are like funny behind the scenes stories that are sort of shocking, more than the Coca-Cola story. But they were just all wonderful times, just really great times to do something so cool and so fun.
Yeah. From your words, it shines. Your all the fun you had, all the love you had for these moments, for this character, it really shines. I can feel it.
You can feel that.
Yeah. You can really feel that. It's wonderful.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Mika, please.
Adesso traduco. Beh, anche c'è stato un momento in particolare, insomma, di raccontarci qualcosa, qualche dietro le quinte, insomma, qualche aneddoto particolare. E tra l'altro questo credo che sia un aneddoto che effettivamente forse è già stato raccontato, cioè non l'avevo mai sentito io, però ho detto che la direttrice del doppiaggio ogni tanto lo racconta e lo rende in maniera molto più divertente, però lei l'ha reso bene, secondo me. Stavano facendo delle sessioni di improvvisazione,
Sì.
improvvisazione. E che di solito fanno, specialmente nei momenti in cui devono magari girare le scene più intense, più particolari, come appunto è stato l'incendio di Teldrassil, e quindi stavano facendo dei momenti appunto di improvvisazione che non c'entra nulla, ci sono delle scene che non hanno a che fare con quello che loro gireranno successivamente, ma che servono semplicemente a farli calare un po' di più dalla parte, a renderli un po' più emotivi, un po' più...
a preparare il terreno
dentro, esatto, sì. Ed erano talmente prese da sta cosa che, non so, tipo lei ha lanciato tipo un attimo di Coca-Cola tipo sulla parete dello studio e ha fatto un casino, insomma. Però, cioè, lei si è stupita, anche lei stessa tra l'altro si è stupita del gesto, però loro sono rimasti nella parte e hanno continuato a fare quello che stavano facendo, solo che semplicemente c'era sta lattina che è volata. È meravigliosa questa cosa.
Vabbè, che ovviamente loro dovevano immedesimarsi nello scontro tra Delarin e Sylvanas, quindi dovevano entrare in quel momento un po' forte, sì, bello.
Sì.
Okay, so
That's it.
we talked about it a little earlier of your gaming experience and what classes you play. Besides WoW, sorry, English pronunciation. I'm sorry. Besides WoW, what other games do you play? Do you like? Have you ever played some other games? You said
she actually said it before, I think.
Yeah, before World of Warcraft, nothing happened. But after World of Warcraft, you discovered a whole new world, or you sticked with Warcraft?
Well, I mean, Warcraft, because I only started in 2018.
Okay.
And I went in to inform my performance, because after BlizzCon 2015, I think it was, or 16, I was so taken by the players' passion, by the fans' passion for a thing, that it made me curious about the side I wasn't seeing. And I had met a lovely artist and, friend who asked me, hey, do you want to go for a ride on a dragon? And in 2018, the fall of 2018, I was like, okay, I want to go inform my performance. I want to take me to where these things happen. Where do I see myself? Where is Sylvanas in these places in game.
Okay.
And I was absolutely blown away. I mean, for a person who has never played a game, even a more animated game that has the charm of that animation, even in old Silver Moon where it's the older animation and some things are still tiled, there's a certain charm. So I started to understand why people didn't want them to reskin a whole thing. And if something was done, then you almost need them to be able to go through Zadormi and go back in time, right?
Yeah.
So you can somehow see, because it's like music in your teens. You know, there are songs you grasp onto and forever they will be your dream on. You know, they'll forever be those things that just stick with you. And always have a place in your heart. So those places you entered a game with friends, whether they be in a guild or at a certain emotional window in your life that it provided you with an escape or some joy, and whether it be solitary or with others, I can see where people would want to revisit that, and there'd be some trepidation about changing it too much because it's a certain kind of thing, right? Having said that, I only played that game. I really had to learn, like, how do you play a game? At first, I was like, how are you keeping track of all that stuff on the screen?
That's not easy.
Right? Like, how do you even know what your rotation is? How did you do that? I mean, it really required me to operate a new piece of my brain, it felt like. But I think this stuff is good for people, especially people as they're aging. Because whether you're playing an instrument, I'm not kidding.
Oh yeah, well,
oh, no, you are a child, a very young and attractive woman. Don't say that.
No, but as we're all aging, and we're in an aging population, as we all know, and whether you're a kid utilizing it to be a better pilot, or you're an adult who's utilizing it to keep new skills and keep activating parts of your brain that require you to think and move and follow maps and do a puzzle, and you might as well be doing luminosity. And there's not a time that it won't be good, because your brain stops working if you don't use it. And so I do think that
it keeps you active.
I think there is a window of cerebral stimulation that really comes from this. Certainly we don't want too much of it. We have to have balance. You know, you've got to find that balance, and it's easy to get sucked in because it's such a wonderful escape. The music, I mean, the soundtrack in Warcraft is probably some of the. It's really, really good. It's better than anything anywhere. It's just so good.
That's true.
And it takes you on that journey. That music, it sticks in your head when you're not playing. You know, but as far as other games beyond that, the little crew of people that I was playing with. From my Discord crew, they did have another game that they really enjoyed playing, and I think for a lot of them, they had played Warcraft for decades and been guild leaders and things like that. So it was a natural extension to want to have, you know, people play other games. They play a lot of stuff. Some people have many games. Some people have a few they like. These guys really liked this other world, and so they did convince me to come and create a gladiator in that world. And I found it to be educational, because I had never gone anywhere else in a game. And so I've only gone to those two places. And in my humble estimation, although there are similarities in many fantasy adventure type of worlds, even if you're just watching a trailer, they're very different. Sound design is different. How the graphic effects are different. How you put your clothes on is different. One game might have really awesome graphics and stonework and things that are more real to life, but also have a costume way that is more difficult, or a ton of cutscenes, or, you know, just they're different things that you weigh out, right? Like, oh, I like this about this one, and this about this one, and I love this about this one, and that about that one. And you wish you could just make a game that had all those elements, right? Mixed into the same thing. But again, now we're back to, does that rob it of the charm of Silver Moon, or the charm of the other games, story and atmosphere they've created, right? So I find it interesting, but there's only two that I've touched on. Okay. Is that an answer?
Yeah,
Of
it's
course, absolutely.
no, it's a wonderful, it's a
That's
really
perfect.
amazing answer, and I love how you tell your stories to us. I really love it. I really love it.
Yeah,
You have the floor, Mika.
Okay.
I'm gonna do the thing.
Yeah. I promise the this part of this live will be conducted by Mika, because now we are going in translate this last answer of you, and then we are going to interact with our chat and our guests tonight, and this part will be from Mika, because I've talked really too much tonight, and I don't want to monopolize the live.
No, that's okay. That's what we decided beforehand. But I'll check with the chat later and see if there are any good questions beside the ones like Patty, will you marry me? Because someone actually asked.
More than one. More than one.
Yeah, more than one. Yeah. So.
Italy loves you, Patty. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry about that, but
Bello, bello. I'm not sure the right word, right?
No, bello, it's right.
Grazie.
Bello
Grazie.
and grazie. Thank you.
Yeah. Bello, grazie, bello.
Spike ce l'ha con te, bello, lo dice a te, Esatto.
ha detto esatto, mi ha detto bello. Sì, appunto le abbiamo chiesto se ha mai giocato a qualcos'altro oltre a Warcraft, ma in realtà è saltato fuori già prima mentre parlavamo, ed effettivamente sì, ha provato principalmente World of Warcraft, ma poi il piccolo gruppo di persone con cui si trovava a giocare l'ha portato a giocare un altro gioco, perché loro effettivamente oltre a Warcraft giocavano anche a quest'altro gioco che non ho capito quale sia onestamente, perché non l'ha citato.
No.
Non chiederò perché rispetto la sua privacy e niente, quindi ha provato anche quest'altro gioco, e nonostante sia molto simile a Warcraft, quindi immagino che sia un MMO, come Warcraft chiaramente tante cose sono diverse, perché comunque la musica non sarà mai la stessa, l'ambientazione non può essere la stessa, le grafiche non sono le stesse, quindi per quanto ci siano chiaramente molti aspetti similari, tante cose sono diverse, quindi insomma le sono piaciuti in maniera diversa, e entrambi i giochi. Chiaramente per Warcraft immagino abbia un'affezione particolare, e stavamo parlando e ci siamo soffermati a un certo punto a parlare delle musiche di Warcraft, che sono effettivamente qualcosa di meraviglioso e di magico, sono un contorno perfetto secondo me alle avventure. Se giocate senza musica siete delle persone, cioè delle bestie di Satana proprio, non potete giocare senza musica su Warcraft. Questo non l'ha detto lei ovviamente, lo dico io. E that's it, yeah, I've done my part.
Okay, so we have done our part in our interview, and now it's time to see what our chat has to ask to you.
Yeah, let me see if there are some nice questions. Well, they're all nice, but they're basically just like I love you, you're amazing, please marry me, and yeah.
Or I hate you, but I love that I hate you.
Someone
I hate you, but I love that I hate you.
Exactly. Someone wrote just that. Exactly.
Yeah, this kind of behavior is banned in my chat.
No, they are so
No, I'm joking,
they are all so cute. You don't know, they are all so cute.
After all, I'm nothing but compassionate. I mean,
when
just like Denatrius said once.
While Mika searches from some good question, I have one unpredictable one, but I have one. Your favorite line from Sylvanas? What's your favorite line ever?
You know, people ask me this so much, and
I know
really, it's just so hard for me to pick because there are so many like little ones you forget. And then if you go back and look or play and you run across it, you're like, oh man, that's right, that was so funny. Or wow, that was awesome. Or I remember that. So
But I don't want
hard
the
for me to
people
pick.
favorite. I don't want to hear the people favorite. I want to hear your favorite. that's the
I know what mine is.
yeah. because
I mean,
because
I
if you ask
just-
people will always say for the horde or something like that. I want to hear your favorite
It
line.
is, but there's
Lord
just
is
so
nothing.
many little things in there that were fun to do, like walking up the stairs of Ice Crown,
Yeah.
and saying Ice Crown,
Yeah.
a monument to our suffering. You know, that moment, you know, where you think of that emotional moment, right?
Yeah.
That sticks with you. Where a usurper sits on a frozen throne. And probably one of my favorite parts would be, no king rules forever. That moment, it just sends a chill up the back of your head,
Yeah.
right? Like,
It
you
does.
know something is coming that is going to be like, oh shit. And that
That's
even
it.
though yeah, I love the no king rules forever, but also, even though the burning of Teldrassil is a horrible moment, that when she leans in and she says, can't I? There's a moment where it's so powerful and so small. Can't I?
Yeah.
Like, fuck with me. There's this power in this silence. And even though the moment isn't something that you're like, oh shit. There's just something so magical in that little tiny thing. It's just really good. And we did a lot of versions of that. And they, editors picked their favorites, right? So, even in the death of Sarfang, where she's gliding around him like a snake, and she, gets hit in the eye, almost like, when you stub your toe and you're like, fudge, and it hurts so bad, you almost want to turn around and go, hey, fuck yourself. And you don't mean it, but your toe is screaming and your fingernail's bleeding, right?
Sure.
So you
Okay.
just, you get, and then you go, oops. It's just that same as, turning and saying, you are all. I can't do that right now because it'll blast out this headset if I say it full voice. But when she says, you are all nothing,
Yeah.
it's a moment of just, oh shit,
Yeah.
what happened? Where's
Yeah,
our
yeah.
queen? So although although I want to push that aside, they're just moments that you're like, oh shit. Right?
That's exactly what I wanted to hear. Exactly. Yeah. When you said the line from the when you confront with the Larin at the burning of Teldrassil, can't I? Those two words in that moment, and with that voice, this is really something, really something. That's exactly what I wanted to know. Thank you, really.
I mean,
thank you.
intention is everything in that moment. You really have to see your adversary. You really have to believe that nobody can take you down. You have to believe that, can't I? Like, you just have to find a place that's just like, really.
In just two words, and you have to place it in just two words, and that's awesome. That's the what they wanted to hear. That's really awesome. Really awesome. Thank you, really, thank you.
What was your favorite?
This answer is a lesson for me. So I have to thank you. Your last answer is really a lesson to me. My favorite from Sylvanas. That's huge. Okay.
If you want to know, my favorite is
Bye.
It's kind of a meme, but I mean, I find it really funny. it's like Greyman forces all this warden tower. Break their ranks.
Break the ranks. Show no
Yeah.
mercy. That's so good. And
Yeah,
then
she
there's
just
stuff in
screamed
Heart-
it into my ears every time in Leeds,
Well,
and I just loved it.
Well, and there's stuff in Hearthstone that's truly funny.
Oh, really?
You know,
yeah,
you don't remember. Oh, yes, it's funny. There's funny little quips from her that aren't. They're not, right at the ready. But some people might choose something that's a little out of character.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have one line, but I know I have one moment from Sylvanas, from recent Sylvanas, and that's the moment when she and Uther Lightbringer, when they have the moment in her soul, and she realizes that even Uther can be even inside Uther, someone like this holy paladin, this mighty hero, even inside him can be something, can hide something darker, and when they have this moment, and she's like for the first time in a long time, she's like helpless. She realizes what is happening. I really like that moment so much. This is one of the best of the recent Sylvanas for me, obviously for me.
Yeah, this was a really fun thing to do because the gentleman who plays Uther is so delicious.
Yeah.
Right, his voiceover is so delicious, and his delivery so methodically heartfelt. And it was a specific challenge to arrive at young Sylvanas when she goes back in time and says, "Who are you?" And suddenly you need to see a more innocent piece of her without losing who we've come to know, or the power that would make her a great hunter. That's a specific challenge.
Yeah.
To stay in her body, in her toughness and experience and pain, but get somewhere innocent.
Yeah. More pure.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, where are we? It's,
The same, but not the
that was
same.
fun. I know people kept saying, "Is that you playing her young Sylvanas?" I was like, "Yeah, it is actually." Actually, that
Definitely
is me.
sounded like you, so yeah.
I really liked the moment. That was really a great moment, a great acting moment, because as you were saying, you have to stay in character, in that character, and preserve all her power, but without her fury, maybe without that fury, the Banshee Queen fury. And that was really awesome, really awesome.
Oh, I'm so glad you liked it. That means the world to me to hear that.
Thank you.
We did like it, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have a couple of questions that I picked up from the chat. Besides someone saying that you should do some audiobook or some audible for Lovecraft novels, they said you would be perfect to narrate that. But beside that, we have really actually a nice question, because Marsala says that in Italy we have a really big culture about dubbing. We basically dub everything, so we are used to have everything in Italian language. And what he was asking was if you ever heard Sylvanas lines in different languages, not necessarily Italian, but well, if you did listen to some Italian lines of Sylvanas or any other languages. No.
No, I have not. A little. I've been exposed to a few of them, but not a ton, or not enough to really study down. It would be interesting to try to deliver it in another language. Like, does it maintain its fire, or its what's needed in that language. Only a person who speaks that language knows where the emphasis goes.
Yeah,
right?
sure.
Yeah.
So
No, yeah.
not a ton, yeah.
Something else. Let me see. Because it's difficult to pick up some questions from the chat because there are so
C'era l'altra
many things.
l'altra che aveva fatto sempre Marsala, che sta più su.
There was the one about Mattson, but we already covered that. So...
Well, and a lot of times people just write in, "Hey, being supportive," right?
Yeah,
like folks
yeah,
will
that's
just write
exactly.
in support, or "Hey, wow, awesome, and thanks for coming," or not necessarily questions. And
Yeah.
a lot of times, if you've answered a lot of the key things that people would want to know or want to hear, how do you say "cantai" in? You say that in Italian, or "no king rules forever." How do you say that in Italian?
Ok, it's can't I, it's non posso. Non posso.
Okay, so that would be interesting to try to get non posso.
Yeah.
How would you
Well,
say that?
Something like that.
That's nice.
Non posso.
It's
But
something like
does
that.
she say that in Italian in that line? Does she say that? It's
I
non
can
posso
remember.
in Italian.
I can remember if
I've
if
never
she
heard a
said-
dialogue
if
in
she
Italian,
said,
so I wouldn't know.
I can remember right now.
Chat, do you remember what's
And no
what's
king.
the line?
Or like, how do you?
Meanwhile, no king rules forever. It's nessun re regna per sempre.
Yeah, that's tough.
That's all.
Nessun ne? Yeah, I'd have to write that
Nessun re.
down. Nessun re.
Regna
Regna
per sempre.
sempre.
Ok? Nessun re regna per sempre.
Nessun re regna pero sempre.
Yeah. Almost.
That's it.
Was that right?
Almost.
But I mean, is that pero? I literally want to write that down. Like,
Per.
no, soon. So, like, okay, people
Okay.
don't kill us. But let me write that down.
That's
No
it.
soon. No soon.
Nessun.
Do you want us to write it in
Ne.
chat here?
Yeah, nessun
Ok.
regna.
Mika is writing it for you in chat.
Something like that.
Yeah, what does that look like? I want to see what that looks like. Nessun re regna. But you say re regna.
Re
Per
regna.
Regna.
It means
So you
it
so
mean
in
king.
character,
Re it's king. Regna it's reign.
forever would be per sempre.
Per
Yeah,
sempre, yeah.
yeah.
And nessun would be none.
None.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
Nessun re regna per sempre. I don't know how
Well,
you'd say that right.
It's perfect.
The chills.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
It's exactly like that. Thank
Because
you.
she's got a hate. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay, this moment, this is really a magic moment. Thank you. So,
Yeah, in chat they are saying that you really sounded like the Italian voice actress.
yeah.
Oh, good. And
Also-
they found a good person to do it. Yeah.
Maybe.
Basically,
They
you
found
could
a
pass
good
for an
person.
Italian now.
Maybe later we could share some links from our Italian voice, and maybe you could.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
It'd be fun.
But now we are wrapping up this live. We are going. We are past midnight here in Italy, so I think it's
Oh,
time.
you're asleep. Oh, my God. Good night.
No, don't
Yeah,
worry,
no,
don't
but-
worry, don't worry.
It's for you. I mean,
for
you
you.
just dedicated us a lot of time. So
Yeah.
thank you very much for sticking around with us.
You
really-
were
That
really.
means so much for us. Thank you very much. We're so happy for this.
You were
I'm so
incredibly
glad.
incredibly kind. You are a wonderful person, and we are really happy to have had you here. It was really a pleasure. It was really a pleasure.
Well, I just want to say to everyone who's listening, thank you so much for loving the game, for loving the storyline. Any part of it that you support, it supports all of the creative people and minds and musicians and writers and voice actors and so many pieces of the puzzle that it takes to pull something like that together. I'm a small cog in a big wheel. It is the mastering of so many really wonderful people. And not everything that happens in game will be your favorite thing. You know, some things are a home run and some things are a base hit and some things are, you strike out and you try to find a way to entertain people and players as long and as much as you can. And so we just keep forging forward. And I just thank you so much, all of you, for being a part of this. I have a little Streamily site, streamily.com/Patty Mattson, if anyone's interested in those signed images. I think you have to have them sent to someone in America, and then your American contact has to send it internationally, though.
Okay.
I don't know if they've hooked up the direct international, because you have to do customs forms, which makes it difficult to get the imagery to the people.
Yeah.
But there's always cameo videos if somebody needs a special private message. And more than that, just setting all of that aside, I truly do feel blessed to be asked to come here, to get a chance to embody this character for any period of time and do any of the work that I really truly feel blessed to get to do. And thank you all for you guys for having me, and all your listeners for just being here with us. I get choked up too, right? I get we are across the world. I mean, we are across the world from each other, you guys.
Yeah, we really are.
In a time when we so desperately need connection.
That's true.
So,
That's true.
yeah. Happy holidays to anyone who celebrates any kind of holiday.
Yeah.
Mwah.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Happy holidays to you too.
One last thing I have to ask you. We have to ask you one last thing.
What's that?
Okay. You said beautifully that line, "No king rules forever" in Italian. May I ask you to say another iconic line of Sylvanas in Italian, if you wish? Okay, it's easier.
What's this? For the horde?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is much easier because it's for the horde, But in Italian, it's per lorda. It's really more.
I can't do it as big, or it'll just break up the headphones, right?
Yeah, don't worry, I know.
So it would have to be, and you say per lorda?
Yes.
Per lorda.
Okay.
Per lorda. I'm because
Also,
I can't say for the horde. I can't scream it out.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I know.
Per lorda.
But that was very good, yeah.
That was very good. Thank you. The chat is exploding right now.
Yeah. That's what they wanted for the minute one.
Awesome. You guys reach out to me. Hey, reach out to me anytime if you want to send me some links. I'm always happy to listen to that and stay connected.
We will reach you. We will reach you on Twitter. If we can, we will reach you on Twitter. It will be a pleasure.
Yeah, at Patty Mattson on Twitter. Yeah, I've got my Facebook pages. Patty Mattson. And then I think there's an Instagram. I'm not terribly active. I'm trying to be better on that, just in case Twitter goes out the window.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then I've got my website. Yeah, my website is pattymattson.com. But I try to, right now I'm still on Twitter at Patty, Patty, Mattson, Mattson.
I'm already following you. Don't worry.
Of course.
Although,
okay.
You need to hit me up so I follow you back.
Okay, I will ping you. I will ping you. Yes. It will be a pleasure.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you, Patty.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, really. Thank you. Okay.
Well, technically, good night, so buonanotte.
Buonanotte. Buonanotte, bellecito.
Yeah.
Bellecita and bellecito.
Grazie.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Patty,
much.
if you want to wait a little bit for us in our control room, we will say hi to our chat and we will reach you and say goodbye to you in control room in a bit. Okay?
How do I do that?
You just wait. It's not a problem. You just wait. Okay. Thank you, Patty. Thank you again.
Thank you. Ma tu puoi togliere la sua cam, non ho capito come funziona.
Sì, l'ho già tolta, ci siamo. Eccoci. Allora, giusto per salutarci ragazzi al volo, è stata una serata incredibile, ragazzi, non voglio trattenerci troppo perché c'è lei che ci aspetta di là e la andiamo a salutare off the screen, mi sembrava educato salutarla di là, quindi scusateci.
Raga, cioè... Ma di cosa stiamo parlando? Cioè, cosa devo dire? Cosa devo dire?
Dobbiamo fare una live
Io non ho
apposta.
potuto fare altro stasera se non tipo guardarla con sguardo adorante e brainfartare.
No, raga, io sono... Dice in chat, mi dicono si sente la voce emozionata, raga. Io non so come ho fatto a mantenere il controllo, è stato veramente difficile. Cioè, poi hai l'ulteriore,
Ah, a proposito.
l'ulteriore problema del parlare in inglese. È stato un po' un brain fart, sì, esattamente.
Ma posso postare i link, Enrico? Così linko i suoi social. Tipo... Sì, okay.
Eccoci
Twitter
qua.
è qua, e poi lei in realtà ha un sito che è Patty Mattson, credo, .com, yes, dove in realtà ci sono listati tutti i suoi contatti e tutti i suoi social dove la potete trovare.
Ovviamente è inutile che vi diciamo andate a seguirla perché ragazzi, voglio dire, Patty Mattson non è che vi serve. Però sì, vi ringraziamo per essere stati con noi per questa bella live, queste belle 2 orette. Grazie veramente a tutti voi per essere stati in chat.
Ragazzi.
Grazie a te Mika per essere stata la mia partner in questa assurda serata.
Grazie. In realtà, cioè, grazie per come hai condotto veramente bene la serata, perché io a un certo punto, cioè, veramente, raga, io non sapevo cosa fare, non sapevo.
Ho dovuto dar fondo.
Emozionata.
Ho dovuto dar fondo veramente a tutta la mia professionalità, è stato molto difficile.
No, ma kudos a te, complimenti.
Grazie.
Quindi, ragazzi, un bravo a Pietro.
E un bravo, ho detto all'inizio, bravo a te che hai avuto questa idea, bravi ai ragazzi daily questi
bravi
che
tutti,
ci hanno ispirato.
Brava la community, bravi noi,
brava
bravi
la community che ci ha aspettato e ci ha seguito in questa lunga live. E io ragazzi, personalmente vi ringrazio come a nome di Loris Magic, vi ringrazio a nome di Kentel a livello personale e vi ringrazio anche a nome di tutta l'organizzazione che c'è stata dietro questa live che noi abbiamo preparato, cioè 2 mesi di preparazione per regalare questo momento alla community, quindi vi ringrazio veramente per essere stati con noi e ringrazio Mika per essere stata tra le persone che ha reso possibile tutto questo.
Grazie amici. Troverete alla fine di questa live, cioè nei prossimi giorni, il podcast sui canali di Loris Magic e un video recap di questa intervista sul mio canale YouTube. Quindi spargete il verbo, andate a vedere e... Ma cosa sta facendo Daily Quest? Sta raidando la gente mentre noi siamo ancora qua a salutare. Allora, insomma, state sabotando questa live. No, basta, abbiamo finito. Adesso possiamo fare un bel raidino tutti insieme a qualche bravissimo streamer e grazie ragazzi, noi vado perché Patty mi sta aspettando.
Grazie, vado anch'io, vado a salutare Patty e vi ringrazio per essere stati con noi ancora. Ciao, buona serata a tutti e buonanotte a tutti.